Well, we're back in the shop today to make another video. It's a beautiful morning, and I got my parts in today, and we're going to see what we can do. I ordered in a set of aftermarket front rear spring mounts, and I think this will get us started if we pick up on one of the old factory holes, and we'll see how that goes. Now, I was going to make a custom mount here using the 4 original holes, but I found out I was going to have to slide this forward anyway, drilling another 4 holes. So I figured if I have to drill holes anyway, we may as well start with something that's already made. Looks like I'm going to be able to pick up on a hole here, and that'll get us started. That's the case. I don't know how I feel about using this yet as a mounting point, but we'll see. At least if I can use one factory hole, that'll give us a good starting point so both sides are the same. We don't have to do any measuring there. I think we'll just clamp this in place for now here. Maybe get another clamp over here as well. Oh, you know, that's not half bad. We'll do the other side, and then we'll get some weight on the suspension, and we'll see what that looks like. So, that didn't work at all. We're going to move this back. We're going to try putting this hole where this bolt is, and we'll see how that goes. right arm. So now that I know roughly where these are going on the chassis, I've changed my plans a little bit. I was originally going to bolt these straight on and drill the holes as they were, but I've gone ahead and made these plates, and I've cut off the flanges of these. These plates are going to pick up on the 4 original holes that this shackle mount was on, and 2 new holes that will be drilled after in front of that. I do have another issue I have to solve, and these holes are 5/8, and the shackle bolts are 9/16. So I've gone ahead and made these weld washers, and the plan for that is just to drill out these holes to 7/8, stick these in here, weld them up, and that'll be a little bit of a reinforcement as well as bring these holes down to the size they need. And once we do that, we'll weld these in place, or tack them for now, test fit them, finish welding them, and then hopefully we're on the way of putting it back down on the ground. Well, we're back in the shop again this morning. I've been working a little bit off camera here. I've got this all welded up, bolted back on. But I'm not happy with these shackles. I think they might get bent. They're a little thin, and I think we're going to plate these. So this is what we're going to be working on today. So I was going to buy new shackles. They would have been the same. These look like they were replaced with 4 genuine parts at one time. So we're going to sandblast them up since we're going to be welding to them anyway. We'll take out the bushings. I think we're going to plate the sides, plate here, and then I think we'll put a strap around the bushing area here to make it stronger. So let's get to that here. Well, the other night we got these finished up, got some paint on them. This afternoon I got a bit of time to put the bushings in, get them back in the truck. I got a little bit of work I want to do on the transmission crossmember. Want to switch that over before I get it off the hoist. Then we're going to get this thing out, and I got some other projects I want to work on for the spring. Now another thing we have to do while this truck is in the bay and on the hoist is we got to remove this skid plate and change out the transmission crossmember. The crossmember that's still in here is still an F250 crossmember, and I think we talked about this in other videos. The F350 has a deeper drop for the front drive shaft. I've got away with it this long, but with the different springs in it, I need that extra clearance. So we'll get that switched out before we move this truck. Woohoo! I win. That could have gone a whole lot worse. But it didn't. Now what does one do? Well, that does it for me on this one. We managed to get it back on all 4 tires and the rear end level with the front end. However, we did break something on the transmission and we're gonna have to fix that later. I put it together for now, and I think on future videos we'll address that. We'll probably have to pull out the transmission, either weld that up, or I got a few kicking around that we can look through and see what we can scrounge up for that. In future videos, we're going to tackle the rear end. I still like to possibly truss the rear end, deal with the airbags, shocks, but I think for now we're going to start getting metal together to work on the rock sliders, as well as finish up the rear bed, just so we can get kind of a rough weight on that before we finish setting up the rear suspension. But for now, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.